Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by One Equine for the equine athlete. We go back to Albion Park on Saturday night. 9-race program. We kick off at 5:03. It's Lucini Memorial Race Night. That's race number 4, and that's a cracking lineup as well. Speak the Truth, fresh off his placing in the Miracle Mile behind fellow Queenslander Leap to Fame. He is set to run as a clear favourite, getting ready for the Race by Grins over in the North Island of New Zealand in a couple of weeks' time. So this will prep him nicely, but it's a strong lineup contesting that feature. So that's race number 4. The other highlight, you've got to be patient and wait for the very last race. It's the first Metro 2-year-old race of the year, and the rock star of 2-year-olds in Queensland right now is Fader Waits. What an explosive debut on Tuesday afternoon. He's on a quick backup, but he's easily the horse to beat there after landing the inside gate in that mile race. So there's a lot to look forward to. In this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to speak with Chloe Butler and Angus Garrard. Chloe Butler now joins us to go through her book of drives on Saturday night, a couple of key races as well, so we'll get to that in just a moment. As she joins us, Chloe, do you realise you're closing in on 350 career wins as a driver?
No, I didn't really know that.
It's coming quick, isn't it, those wins, those milestones?
Yeah, I've had a good start to the year, which has really helped.
And going to most race meetings as well, so you're busy.
Yeah, I've been busy this year, which I really like, so it's good.
Okay, you've got some good drives here on the weekend. Let's start. Race 1, number 10, Leithenburn. I'll ask this question first up. Where is Leithenburn at right now?
He's a bit up and down, but we're hoping we're on the right track with him at the moment.
Okay, is this a stinging barrier draw for him, the outside of the second row at a mile?
I think so, personally, but hopefully there's a horse I thought would get us a good trip into it, so hopefully that happens.
Okay, just looking at what's in front of you, you're drawn to follow out behind the Boat and Blues, a go-forward type, and he's a horse that likes to maintain good pressure. So will that help you from that draw? The harder they go, the better it'll be for Leithenburn?
Yeah, definitely. That's sort of how he likes it run for him. So if he's on point on Saturday night, he should be right in the finish.
Okay. Do you think he's capable of showing his best coming off cover, or is he purely just a leader?
I think he's better with a sit, personally. We sort of mainly only lead on him when we really have no choice or we're out of option, but I think he is better off a helmet. Okay,
so he's certainly not the worst in this field then. If things set up nicely, and you need that little bit of luck, but if you get it, he could bounce back?
I really think so. If we get a good trip into the race and the speed's on, he'll definitely be a danger.
Okay, well, that's Leithenburn there in race number 1. Let's move across to race number 4, the Lucini Memorial. Keen to get your thoughts here on Brados Lad. Did he surprise you in any way, shape or form with the way he was able to deal to his opposition last week?
Not really. His first up run, we weren't too disappointed. It was first up for us, and we only had him for a couple of weeks. So, we sort of knocked that over, and we thought he'd improve after that. And when he drew 1 again on Saturday night, we thought with the right trip and all that, he should be finish right over the top. Okay,
so is he one of these horses that the longer the race is, the better he seems to be? Because he just ate up the 2,138 metres last week.
Yeah, I personally think so. He's got good manners and he doesn't over-race or anything like that. So I think, the harder they go, the longer it is, I think that suits him best.
All right, so he's got some confidence back, but he's stepping into a ring of fire here on the weekend. Speak the Truth off his Miracle Mile placing. Clearly the horse to beat. So where do you want to land early here from gate 5?
I think we're just going to have to grab up and go back and hope for a bit of luck and drive for a place. We're not going to beat Speak the Truth, I don't think, but if we can drive for a place, we'll be really happy.
It's an outstanding lineup, isn't it? It's a really strong field.
Yeah, really good field.
Okay, so that's Brados Lad, race number 4. Let's have a look now at race 5, King Vance. He's all right, this horse, isn't he?
Yeah, we really like him. We're still changing a bit of gear around on him to try and get it right, but we're really happy with him at the moment.
Okay. What was the first impression on the barrier draw outside of the second row?
Yeah, we're probably not too unhappy about it. We really want to drive him off a helmet as we think he goes best. So, we're not too disappointed.
Okay, so this is the half-brother to Colt 31. That recent trial, he was really sharp in that trial. Did he do what you were hoping for on that day?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to give him a good hit out, and he done exactly what we asked him to.
Did the time surprise you?
Not really. He can do it. We've always known he can do it, and I think he's got plenty left.
Yeah. Girl from Oz led up in that trial, gave you a good target to chase down, but it was just the way he sort of went through it. His last half would have been explosive that day.
Yeah, definitely, especially down the back. His third quarter would have been huge.
Yeah. So here he is lining up here, and this is only start number 6, so it's not easy, but he clearly looks like he's the best horse in the race.
Yeah, I personally think my opinion would be that he'd be better off a helmet. He's shown in a couple runs that he's actually really let down after he's come off a helmet, but he's got a bit of greenness to him still, but once he's sorted everything out, he should be right.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're still tinkering with the gear, trying to get him spot on. So has he been just a little wayward so far?
Yeah, we tried a jawbreaker on him and he didn't want to score up, so we fiddled around with a bit of gear and trialled him in it and he really liked it. So hopefully, all going well, he'll be good on Saturday night.
All right, and he's trained on since that trial?
Yeah, definitely. He's really good.
All right, well, that was a very good trial there, King Vance. Race 6, you're driving Obi-Wan. I like the way this guy's going. I was going to call him an old boy, but he's low flying at the moment. His last couple of runs have been excellent.
He is. He really is going good. Yeah, it's just he's one of those horses with the right trip. He's always there. Just needs the luck.
Yeah, even this most recent start, he went back, but it was the way he sort of kept running through the line. He was really good, and the times they ran, they were super quick last week. This is the tax collector winning this race, so he was good last week. Definite pass mark.
Yeah, we were really happy with him last week. I thought he went super.
Okay. A mile, 2100, does it matter with him?
I think I'd rather 21 just because he's one of those horses that just keeps on coming, and yeah, I think they're a bit too quick for him over the mile.
Okay. Looking at this race on Saturday night, what was the line of thinking? Lead out, look for cover?
I think so. We'll have a little look early and see if we can get across, and hopefully we can. If not, then we're just going to have to sit down and hope for a bit of luck afterwards.
Okay. But certainly going well enough to score.
Most definitely.
All right. That's a good drive there. So that's the last of your drives as well. Which one are you most looking forward to? Is it King Vance or Obi-Wan?
I'm going to have to say King Vance. He can't go past his last trial.
Okay. Race 5, number 10, King Vance it is. Chloe, as always, appreciate the time. Job well done. 3:48 currently, so hopefully that 3:50 can come with King Vance on the weekend.
Fingers crossed.
Young Angus Garrard jumps in the hot seat to go through his book of drives on Saturday night, and it's a good book as well. There's plenty to discuss, and he joins us now. Angus, appreciate the time.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me, Chris.
R11 Art in race 1. That's your first drive. He comes up with barrier 2 last week's second road draw. So obviously a lot more happy with this draw this week.
Yeah, for sure. It looks good on paper for us, so hopefully it works out that way.
So in an ideal world, can he lead out, hand over to a hard-running type like the Bowden Blues and then just sail past him in the straight? Is it that easy?
I don't know. It'd be good to say so, but, I don't know whether he needs to hand over. He's sort of a strong horse, and he's run some sort of good miles parked out and things like that. So I think we can be positive with him early and make sure we get to the fence first, but I don't know whether I'd sort of just be handing over straight away, put it that way.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it's a fair point you make, because he's very underrated. He's got many strings to his bow, and he's getting better all the time. The older he gets, the more racing he encounters, the better he is for it.
Yeah, that's right. He's really sort of matured a lot this prep. So, as I said before, he's sort of run some really good miles outside the speed, so hopefully on the fence he can sort of run a pretty good one again.
All right, the obvious question with that, you've got the speed to clear Mr. Reactor?
Yeah, I think so. I think sort of whether we've got enough speed to initially clear him, I think we've definitely got enough speed to hold the ones to the outside and sort of make the decision for them.
Okay, he is a good miler, this horse. I think he's capable across any distance range, but he seems to thrive at the mile.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I do think he is a little bit better at the mile.
Okay, so you're giving him a really strong push here in the opener?
Yeah, I think so. He should get his chance.
All right. Race 2, I'm keen to get your thoughts here. Might as well as your drive. This is the Mayor's Open. You sort of tested her a little bit with gate speed last time out. She draws a lot kinder on Saturday night. So is that a little sign that you might be able to sort of, get involved early here with Might as well?
Possibly. She's probably her last 2 or 3 runs, I think it's fair to say, have been sort of disappointing by her standards. But in saying that, she's sort of been struggling to get racing, just the grade she is. And, Ronnie said she's sort of still been working good, probably better than she has. So hopefully she can race a lot better from a kind draw on Saturday night.
Well, she's still presenting really well, so that probably goes with what Ronnie's saying. She's working well, she looks well, so she's a happy mare. So if conditions are sort of made to order here on the weekend, she can certainly take this at her best.
Yeah, for sure. She's up to her eyeballs in it if she turns up 100%. So, and you know, it's definitely the best draw she's had in sort of a long time in that grade. So, hopefully she can capitalise.
All right. They're never easy, these mares open, and just looking at this field here on the weekend, there's a stack of chances. Classic Mix-Up, Dance Edition look good, Miss Mucho, Bronski Delight, Samurai, Play Blanca, She's Notorious, Girl from Rosedale. All with a bit of luck, they can all come out on top.
Yeah, there's none in this race that would sort of surprise if they bobbed up. So, you know, it's strong across the board, and they could sort of run a really strong mile for the mares here. So, you know, hopefully it just works out for us.
All right, value hope there might as well. What about in race 3? Pacifico Dream, he's going to command plenty of attention following his effort last week behind the tax collector. But gee, Argyle, your drive here, he looks hard to beat. The distance is right, front row draw. Can he turn over Pacifico Dream?
I think he can. He's been racing well enough. You know, his run last week was really good off sort of a slow tempo early, and they zipped home quite hard, and I thought he raced really good. So I think he's definitely going well enough.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't put in a bad one for some time. Sectionally, he's been very consistent, and as you mentioned last week, really good. You've got speed drawn to your inside, so how does this play out early?
Yeah, it's probably a little tough to know. I think we have got to sort of use the frontline draw to our advantage and press on and hopefully get a forward spot. But just how forward that is, I'm not sure yet. So we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Are you more worried about those drawn to your inside or those behind you in Always Smoking and Pacifico Dream?
Oh, probably Always Smoking and Pacifico Dream. They're sort of the obvious ones. They're both racing in super form, and you know, if the tempo was too hot up front, they're sort of the ones that could descend.
All right, but Argyle is definitely capable. Top 3, solid chance.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Race 4, this is the Lucini Memorial. This has drawn together an outstanding lineup. Speak the Truth, he is going to be the focus runner here, fresh off his recent placing in the Miracle Mile. But, you know, you sort of take him out and it's a great lineup. Bangkok DJ, let's talk about him and let's talk about his last start effort. Did we get to the bottom of him last time out, Bangkok DJ?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know whether he was 100%, and he probably raced that way to indicate he wasn't. But you know, if you put a pen through that, you can't fault his form. So I think we just write that run off and go on whatever he does on Saturday night.
Okay. Speak the Truth is going to be the clear favourite. So there's a fair chance that everyone's going to be jockeying for position behind him early. So OK Boomer's got early speed, RD's flashes drawn to your inside. Where would you like to be early here with your guy?
Oh, ideally if we could be 1-1 or behind leader, but I don't think that's going to happen in this race on Saturday night. So, you know, we'll just try and slot in as best we can and drive him for one run. If somehow they run the race ridiculously upside down, then we can probably get over the top.
But just given how his racing pattern is, Speak the Truth, he's not going to sit and sprint here. He's going to make sure it's a good hit out, so you should be guaranteed a decent pace anyway.
Yeah, I would have thought so. It's just probably going to take someone to sort of have a really good go at him to probably soften him up enough for something to beat him. But, you know, I think we can still get into the minors with the right run.
All right. Race 6, Scotch and Ice. He was super impressive last time out. This looks winnable again here. 2 off the second row. Early scratching of Nürburgring. Is there any reason why he can't go back-to-back?
No, I don't think so. He's been racing super lately, and his, you know, his numbers and his sectionals have reflected that. So I don't see why he can't win again on Saturday night.
Did he give you a good feel last time out?
Yeah, he was good. We sort of probably didn't drive him how I really wanted to before the race, but, you know, he still got it done the way it panned out, so I was really pleased.
Okay, you drove him like he was the best horse in that race and duly saluted. So what were you thinking going into the race then?
Oh, I would have liked to have just sort of driven him for one run, but, you know, the way it panned out, there was sort of a little bit of speed, and then they jammed up quite hard, so it sort of looked the right spot to get him into it, and, you know, he was good enough. Okay,
so he proved last week, if required, you can call on him and he can do some work, but you think he's a better horse chasing them down?
Yeah, I think so. I do think he's better off cover. You know, he went sort of 51-4 there a few starts ago off cover, so, I think that is probably his best go.
All right. Elder Magician, you saw plenty of him last week. Is he the horse to beat here with his front row draw?
Yeah, I think so. That's probably the obvious choice. He comes up with a nice draw again, and he's racing really well, so he's probably going to take some beating.
All right. Race 8, this is the mare's quality. Kiang Moonshine, you know this mare well. Last couple of runs have been okay. They haven't been disappointing, but many might think that she's just trained off a little bit. But she hasn't had a great deal of luck, and the barrier draws haven't been all that kind. How does she sort of set up here on the weekend?
No, I actually think she's been racing really well. You know, as you said, her last two, she hasn't had a lot go her way, and she still sort of found the line okay, I thought. She sort of ran into dead ends up the straight last week, so I think she's right in it.
You've got some speed drawn to your inside, so do you want to get involved early here?
Oh, we'll just see what happens. She can do a bit if she has to, and she's also been racing good off cover, so we'll just see what happens. If they sort of come out humming, then we'll sort of make a decision, but I won't sort of pick either way before the race, put it that way.
All right. Richie Williams, his team overall is going quite well.
Yeah, super well. They've sort of done a really good job this time up here, and he's sort of been rewarded with some nice winners.
Yep, absolutely. And the last race on Saturday night, this is our first Saturday night 2-year-old race. Faderweights was awesome, winning there on Tuesday. Lieutenant Lou was our first 2-year-old winner of the season. The stable, your dad's got 2 runners here, Mullum Aretha and Mullum Judith. Was it a difficult choice, or was it clear-cut for you that you're going to drive Aretha over Judith?
Oh, it probably wasn't overly difficult in saying that there's sort of not a lot between them. It was probably just better barrier draw and probably a little bit more experience with the one that I stayed on. But, you know, I think they both go okay.
Okay, so she's given you a good feel through the Edgo and trial so far?
Yeah, she's been really good. She probably surprised me a little bit. I sort of hadn't driven her a lot at home, and when she did come to Albion Park, she sort of felt really good and taken everything in her stride. So I think she can definitely be close on Saturday night.
Okay, so whatever she does on Saturday night, there's improvement to come.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you rate the winner there on Tuesday, Fadeaways? He looked very sharp.
Oh, yeah, he's it's probably a big call, but he probably looks a little bit like Larry in an early stage, so it's probably a little bit scary having him there sitting inside us, but, you know, we'll give it our best shot.
All right, you've got a good book there on Saturday night. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I think probably Scotch and Ice looks the obvious one. He sort of comes up in a nice race again from a decent draw, so hopefully he can do it again.
All right, race 6, number 9, Scotch and Ice. As always, Angus, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to our 2 drivers, Chloe Butler and Angus Garrard. We wish them the best of luck, and they've certainly got some good drives in front of them there on the weekend. And that being said, my best bet comes up as race 5, number 10, King Vans. Chloe Butler takes the drive on this runner. He was super impressive in that recent trial, so purely off the back of that trial, I think he's going well enough to beat this opposition. It's not going to be easy, gate 10 over the mile, and he's giving away a lot of experience, but he looks fairly classy. He's the younger half-brother to the now retired Colt 31. Marking him as the best bet, race 5, number 10, that's the first leg of the main quaddie on Saturday night as well. Remember, if you are gambling this weekend, please do so responsibly. A really strong program at the Creek on Saturday night. 9 races. The feature is race 4, the Lucini Memorial. That features Speak the Truth. We'll see you trackside. First race, 5:03.